I'm Jess. Thanks for coming to Bow Home Life for your yoga fix today. Today we're going to be focusing on opening up the hips and this beautiful Marco Island sun. I will be your instructor in case you haven't caught on to that yet. So anyway, I hope that you enjoyed this class. Let's get to it. Oh, and as always at the end, if you want to do any comments, I look forward to hearing them, and donations are always appreciated to help keep this thing going. Let's do this. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and begin with hands at heart center, grounding through the feet in the center of your mat, closing your eyes, focusing on the breath, and setting your intention for your practice, whatever that may be today. So standing here, letting yourself ground and center. Deep breath into the nose, out through the mouth, and then reaching for the sky. Exhale, forward fold, reaching for the ground. Inhale halfway up to a flat back, finding space in the spine. Exhale, folding down, reaching for the mat, maybe taking a slight bend in the knees. Walking the hands in front of you, feet behind you, coming into plank pose. And then with control, lowering down to the belly. Untucking the toes, grounding through the palms, lifting the chest towards the sky. Entering the chin over the right shoulder and then over the left. Keeping the hips on the ground, just gently finding your stretch here, going at your own pace, side to side. That feels good. Then we'll return back to center, tucking the toes into the feet, coming to plank, and then pushing all the way back to down dog, lifting the hips towards the sky, making a triangle with your whole body in the ground, grounding through the feet and the palms. You can even pedal out the knees here if that feels good for you, bringing one in and then the other. Knowing that at any point you can pause this video and go at your own pace. Relaxing in down dog, finding your breath, looking forward, stepping the feet to the hands. Inhale halfway up to a flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Maybe taking that slight bend in the knees again. Finding your stretch here, appreciating it. Inhale, coming up tall. And exhale your hands to heart center. Refocusing on the breath. Inhaling up, reaching for the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale halfway up to your flat back. Exhale, relaxing down. Releasing the neck, the shoulder, any tensions there. And just breathing. Maybe taking the palms to the back of the calves and pulling yourself even deeper. Finding what feels good for your stretch. Grounding the palms, stepping back to plank. Holding here for a moment, and then lowering down with control to the belly. Untucking the toes, lifting up into your up dog. You can keep your knees on the mat or off, whatever feels better for your practice today. Holding here and then tucking the toes into the feet. Coming straight back to your down dog, maybe walking the feet in a little closer, keeping them about hip distance apart, and finding your stretch, letting yourself relax here in down dog. Bending the knees, you can push your tummy towards the tops of the thighs and then re-straighten the legs so the tummy is closer to the thighs, getting yourself a little bit deeper into the pose. And then looking forward, stepping the feet to the hands. Inhale halfway up, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Letting yourself relax here. Inhale, coming up tall. Exhale, hands to heart center. Staying with the breath, inhaling up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up, flat back. Finding space in the spine. And then relaxing down. Grounding the palms. We're going to step back to plank. And with control, lowering to the belly, untucking the toes. Finding your version of up dog, only going so far as feels right for you. And then tucking the toes under the feet, finding your way back to down dog. Staying with the breath, maybe refocusing on it here. Playing with the down dog as much as you need to or as little as you need to, what feels right. And then looking forward, stepping the feet to the hands. Inhale, halfway up, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Letting it all go. Inhale up tall. Reaching for the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhaling up. Exhale, the right arm down to the right thigh. Left arm stays in line with the left ear as it reaches towards the right side body for a gentle side stretch. Staying with the breath. Inhale, right arm up. Exhale, left arm down. Right arm stays in line with the right ear as it reaches for the left side. Finding your side stretch here. Inhale, both arms up. And looking at the palms, gently leaning back, keeping the hips over the feet. Finding your gentle back bend. Inhale, coming up tall. Exhale, diving forward into your forward fold. Inhale, halfway up, flat back. Exhale, releasing down. Just counterposing it a little bit. Staying with the breath. Inhale, slowly coming up. Taking your hands behind your back, interlacing the fingers, just getting a gentle stretch right there, looking forward. And now I'm going to turn to face you for our balancing pose today. You're going to begin by grounding through your left foot and taking your right ankle, crossing it over your left thigh or left knee, whatever feels best, and coming down to a semi-squat position, going as low as feels right for you. Hands can stay at heart center, finding a balancing gaze. Closing the eyes will be a bit more difficult here, so find a spot in front of you that's not moving. Just keep a balanced gaze, balanced breath. Now we're going to come back up, standing the left leg, grabbing that right knee with the right hand, and you can stay at center or open it up to the side, opening up the hip. And then taking it back to center. Both hands come to the hip, right foot kicks in front of you, flexing it, and dropping it back down to the mat. Going into the other side, grounding through the right foot, left ankle crosses over the right thigh or knee, coming into your semi-squat position, going as low as feels right, hands at heart center, steady breath, steady gaze. Finding your balance here through all four corners, that right foot coming back to your standing. Left knee comes in, and you can bring it out to the side with the left hand on the left knee, or you can stay at center, whatever works best for you here. And then coming back to center, both hands come to the hips, kicking that left foot in front of you, and dropping the left foot down with the right. Breathing here, and find your way back to center on the mat. Inhale, arms tall. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up, flat back. Exhale, releasing down. And staying with the breath. Grounding the palms, stepping back to plank, lowering to the belly. Inhale to up dog. Finding your variation. And exhaling back to down dog. Breathing here, adjusting however necessary. Kicking that right foot towards the sky for three-legged dog. You're going to take your right foot, drop it over towards the left side body, opening up the hips. You can go into full wild thing here, or just half where I am, and holding it there for a moment, feeling the stretch in the hips, opening up. Bring it back to three-legged dog, and bring it forward so your right foot is by your right hand. Knee is not going over the toes. Inhaling up tall to high lunge. Hands face in front of you. Exhale, dropping that left knee down into your lunge here. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Doing this a few times, following your own pace. And then coming back to high lunge, holding, leaning over that right leg, keeping that left leg straight, and then windmilling the arms down to the mat, dropping that left knee, untucking the left toes, finding your low lunge here, staying with the breath, making sure the right knee isn't going over the toes. You can take your right hands, or both of your hands up to the right thigh if that feels good, or stay in your regular lunge. If you want to come even deeper, you'd reach your left hand back to grab the left foot as a kick towards the bum and pulling it in. Finding your stretch, what feels right for you, never going deeper than what feels right for your body today. Coming back to both hands on the thigh, if you went deeper. And staying with the breath, taking both hands back down to the mat. Feeling the lunge. Tucking the toes under the left foot. Begin straightening that right leg as you keep your body straight, folding over it. Maybe keeping just a slight bend in the knee so it doesn't lock. But finding your standing half splits. Breathing here, finding your stretch. Knowing that anytime you can pause this video and work at your own pace. And dropping that left knee back down, bending the right leg. Heel toeing that right foot out to the right side of the mat. We're going to come into lizard. So palms are under shoulders. You can stay here. Or if you have a block, you can come down to that. Or you can come all the way down onto the elbows. Whatever works for your body today. Listening to it. Staying with the breath. Letting the body open. Paying attention to what the body has to tell you. Knowing that you can come out of this at any time. And always just focusing on the breath, relaxing the jaw if it's clenched. Then we're all going to come back up to the palms and kicking that right foot up tall behind you. Reaching it for the head and then hugging that knee back down towards the left so they meet and coming into child's pose. Relaxing here. Inhaling up to all fours, tucking the toes under the feet, lifting up and back to down dog. Kicking that left foot towards the sky. We're going to do the other side now, so dropping that left foot towards the right side of the body, opening up the hips, coming into half wild thing or full wild thing if you desire. Opening up the body. And then we're going to bring it back to three-legged dog. And transitioning forward to your lunge on this side. Finding your position, and then we're going to inhale up into high lunge, palms face forward, exhale, dropping the right knee, inhale up, exhale, dropping it down, inhale up, exhale, dropping it down, inhaling up. Turn the palms to face each other. You're leaning over that left leg, right leg straightens here, and dropping the hands down to either side of the foot, framing the leg, untucking the right foot, and making sure the left knee isn't going over the left toes here in your low lunge. Staying with your breath, finding your stretch. You can bring both palms up to the left thigh if that feels right for you today, or stay down in low lunge. And if you want to come even deeper, you would kick your right foot towards your bum. Right hand reaches back to grab the outside of the right foot and pulls it in towards you. Only if that feels right for you today on this side. So paying attention, feeling the stretch. And then you can release that back so both hands are on the left thigh again, staying with the breath. And then we're going to release both hands back down to the mat, framing the left foot, appreciating the low lunge. Tucking toes under the right foot, bringing that right knee off the mat and keeping that left leg straightened a good bit. You're going to fold your body over that, bringing your nose towards your shin if you can, into standing half split. Maybe keeping a slight bend in that left knee just to protect it so it's not locked. And then dropping the right knee back down, coming into lizard, heel-toeing that left foot out to the left side of the mat. Palms are under the shoulders. You can stay here if that's what's right for this side, or if you desire to go deeper, coming down to your block or to your elbows. Knowing that this side may be different than the other, so just paying attention to what feels right now for you. And always staying with the breath, letting the chin, the neck, jaw, it all relaxes. And then coming back up to the palms, kicking that left foot up behind you nice and tall, reaching up towards the head almost, and then dropping that left knee by the right, and coming into child's pose, arms reaching long in front of you, forehead to the mat, bum to the feet. Relaxing here, letting your breath refocus, maybe taking a second to bring your intention back to mind. Inhaling up to all fours. We're going to go into cat-cow, so palms under shoulders, knees under hips. On the inhale, looking up, dropping the belly. On the exhale, looking down, rounding the spine. Following your own breath here, your own pace. We'll be here for a moment. Maybe even doing a little wag the tail, turning the shoulders towards the bum on the right side and then on the left. Getting a nice gentle side stretch in. You can mix that in there if that feels right for you. And you can even do hip circles. So rotating the hips all the way around just in gentle circles, one way and then the other, if that feels right. So you can do wag the tail, cat-cow, hip circles, or all of them. Finding your stretch. And then lowering all the way down to the belly, but I'm going to turn around here so I can face you in a better way. So coming down to your belly. And we're going to start with our hands reaching back behind us and kicking the feet off the mat, lifting the chest. So everything is lifting up and back, chest, shoulders, arms, and legs. Breathing here, and then slowly lowering down, palm on top of palm, coming into crocodile, forehead rests on top of the palms here. Letting yourself relax, letting yourself breathe. And we're reaching the hands behind us again to grab the outsides of the feet if you can, coming into bow pose. So feet are kicking up and off the mat as the hands hold on to them. Otherwise, you're just reaching back. You might not be able to grab the feet quite yet, finding your variation. And then slowly lowering down, coming back to crocodile. And relaxing with the breath. And then taking the palms under the shoulders. You're going to take your chin to the mat. And you're going to start to kick your feet up as high as you can behind you. Finding your challenge here, slowly lowering back down to crocodile. It's a bit more challenging than you think. So just relaxing with the breath once more. And then we're going to take our palms under our belly, so fingertips, our pinkies touch each other. And it's going to be a little bit of an awkward position at first. This is your first time doing it. So pinkies are touching each other, palms are flat on the mat, kicking the feet towards the sky, chin is on the mat in front of you. Kicking those feet as high as you can and slowly lowering them back down. And taking the hands out from under you, the palms can face up, taking your right ear towards the mat and relaxing here. And then we're going to do it again, flipping the palms back under you so the palms are facing down, pinkies touch under the hips and chin to the mat, lifting those feet as much as you can off the mat, lifting, 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 finding your edge, your challenge here. And then lowering it back down, taking the palms out from under you, facing them towards the sky, left ear to the mat this time. Allowing yourself to take these breaks. And palms come under the shoulders, and finding your way back all the way to child's pose. Taking your time to get there, taking your time here, knowing that once again you can pause this video at any time, taking your own pace, working on something more if you desire. Coming back up to all fours, we're going to cat-cow. So inhale, looking up, dropping the belly, exhale, looking down, rounding the spine. And then coming to neutral spine, kick that right foot out behind you, left arm in front of you, and we're going to bring them in together. Elbow to knee, reaching it out, elbow to knee, reaching it out long, and holding here this time, and kicking that right foot towards the bum. Left hand comes back to grab the inside of the right foot, holding here in your balance, finding the stretch, staying with the breath, and then releasing back to all fours. Kicking that left foot out behind you, right arm comes out long, elbow to knee, out long, elbow to knee, reach it out, elbow to knee, hold, and kick it back out and hold here. And maybe coming back to hold the left foot with the right hand. Only if that feels right for you. Finding your challenge. Coming back to all fours. Inhale, looking up. Exhale, looking down, rounding the spine. And going through it one more time. And cat-cow. Tucking the toes under the feet. Lifting the hips up and back for your down dog. Staying with your breath. Playing with this pose however feels right for you. And bending the knees, bringing the tummy towards the top of the thighs as close as you can, and then re-straightening the knees so that way you're into a deeper down dog. And looking forward, stepping the feet to the hands. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, forward fold. Relaxing the neck, the jaw. Inhale, coming up tall, reaching for the sky. Exhale, hands heart center. Maybe throwing a smile in there across the lips. And then from here, we're going to step wide on our mat, coming about 3 feet apart with our feet. Making sure they're parallel. Hands are at heart center, focusing on the breath. Inhaling up tall, reaching for the sky. Exhale, wide-legged forward fold. Maybe taking a slight bend in the knees. Inhale, halfway up, flat back. Exhale, lowering down, finding your stretch here. Relaxing the neck, the jaw, letting it all go. Checking in with the body. If you want to come deeper, you can walk your hands behind you, reaching them through the legs, finding yourself into a deeper pull. And then inhale, halfway up, flat back. And heel toeing the feet in just wider than hip width. Toes point out, sitting down into your yoga squat, nice and low, hands at heart center. Keeping that back as straight as you can. If you have a block here, you can place that under your bum to give you a bit more support. Otherwise, we're just going to be here for a few hours. I'm kidding, just a few more moments. Finding your stretch, finding your challenge. Staying with the breath. Just being in the moment. And then slowly sitting down into your bum. We're going to cross into a comfortable seated position, hands at heart center, focusing on the breath. And while we're focusing on the breath here, we're going to take our hands down to our sides. And then we're going to take our right ear towards our right shoulder, begin neck circles going gently all the way around, making nice slow circles, opening up the neck. Taking your time. Feeling the stretch. And then when the left ear finds the left shoulder, begin making circles the other way now. All the way around. If we do one side, we got to do the other. Feeling the stretch. And then coming back to center. We're going to hug our knees into our chest. And grab the feet by interlacing the fingers under the toes, sitting up as tall and straight as you can. Reaching the chin towards the sky and then chin to the chest. So seated cat-cows. Inhale, lifting the chin towards the sky. Exhale, chin to chest, rounding the back. Following your own pace here, your own breath. We're And your inhale's reaching the chest and chin to the sky, and the exhale's rounding chin to chest, bringing it down. And then we'll begin to make circles with our whole body, bringing our right shoulders over our right thigh, forward to the left side, and all the way back. Finding your circles with the whole body. Maybe the hips even come off the mat a little bit. And going the other way, mixing it up a little. And then coming back to center. We're going to get comfortable here by taking our knees into our chest for a breath, and then putting our palms onto the knees and pushing them down gently, adding a little bit of pressure as you lean forward. So bringing them in and then gently pushing them apart, bringing them in and gently pushing them apart, leaning forward. Keep that back straight, hugging the knees in, and then gently leaning them apart and holding here for a little bit. Try to get those elbows at 90 degrees if you can, if that's comfortable for you. And staying with the breath, feeling the stretch in the hips, opening them up. And we're going to hug the knees back into the chest. And then grabbing our feet with our interlaced fingers again, rounding forward, nose towards the toes. Getting it as low as you can without losing the integrity of the pose. Staying with the breath. Inhale, rounding up. And then we're going to come to our long seated position on our mat, feet in front of you, feet flexed. Inhale up tall. Exhale, seated forward fold. Maybe grabbing the shins, the thighs, or the feet, whatever works for you. Imagining your chest coming towards your feet, keeping that back as straight as you can. Maybe gazing at your big toes if that feels right. Inhale, coming up, taking the right foot into the left thigh. Left foot stays engaged as you slide your fingers forward, grabbing wherever feels right for you on this side, finding your forward fold, your tree on this side, your seated tree. Inhale, coming up. You're going to take that right foot and tuck your fingers under it, bringing that right foot up to 90 degrees or straighter, finding your heron on this side, finding your edge, your challenge. And then bring it back down to 90 if you had it straighter. And crossing that right foot over the left knee. You're going to fold forward a little bit, finding the stretch there, appreciating that intensity. Palms come behind you as you slide that left foot in as much as you can. Keep that right foot engaged, pushing your chest towards your knees, finding a little hip stretch here. Staying with the breath, staying with the pose. And you can walk your hands behind you if you want to come into a bit of a different stretch, grounding through the palms into that left foot, coming up into your tabletop position. That right foot stays crossed over. And you can lower back down, or you can just stay in that pose the whole time if you wish, whatever feels best for you. And releasing that right leg out straight, left foot drops into the right thigh and finding your seated tree on this side. Forward fold. Finding your stretch, maybe gazing at that big toe. Inhale, coming up. Tucking your fingers under the left foot, bringing that left foot up to 90 degrees or straighter, your heron on this side. Taking note of how the hips feel from side to side. They might not be the same. Mine rarely are. And then coming back to 90, crossing that left foot over the right knee this time, taking a gentle fold, finding your stretch. And then taking the hands behind you, sliding that right foot in as much as you can, left foot stays engaged, pushing your chest towards your knees, finding your stretch, finding your edge. Knowing that you can stay here the whole time, or if you wish to go deeper, you begin walking your hands behind you and finding your way into tabletop, lifting through the hips, grounding through the palms and that right foot, keeping that left foot crossed over the right knee. And then coming back down, walking the hands in, finding your stretch maybe a little deeper. always breathing. And then releasing that left foot out and the right foot out. Grounding the palms, lifting into reverse plank here. And slowly lowering back down. Inhale up tall, exhale, seated forward fold. Keeping that back as straight as you can. Gazing at the big toes. Hinging from the hips. Maybe going a little bit deeper on the exhales. Inhale, coming up, hugging that right foot and crossing that right foot over that left knee. You can wrap your left arm around it or take the left elbow outside of the right knee to push against it. Right hand is on the ground. You're trying to look over your right shoulder here and your twist. Keeping that left foot engaged. Finding your twist, finding your stretch. Going only as deep as feels right for you. And then coming back to the left side for a little counter twist on both palms. And coming back to center. Letting that right leg come out. Left leg crosses over the right knee. Right arm can hug over the left knee or elbow can push against the outside of it. Left arm is grounded behind you as you're looking over that left shoulder, finding your twist on this side. Right foot stays engaged. Don't forget about that. Adding a little extra challenge, a little protection on the knees as well. And then coming to your counter twist on the other side. And releasing that left leg out long with the right. Inhale, tall. Exhale, forward fold. Finding your stretch here. Finding your fold. Maybe going a little deeper on the exhales. And then we're going to come into a wide-legged stance here on our mat, seated. So sitting up tall, feet are far apart from each other as you can get. Feet are engaged as you begin to walk forward. If you have a block here, you can come down to your block, or you can just walk your hands forward as far as they'll go. Whatever feels right for you, finding your edge. Knowing that you never have to go as deep as I do or as much as I offer. Finding your own pace here. Right hand comes towards the right foot. Left arm stays in line with the left ear as it reaches over the side body, reaching for the toes, maybe touching them, maybe not, that's fine. Finding your pose, your challenge. Left hand comes to left foot. Right hand stays in line with the right ear as it reaches up and over, trying to grab those toes. Finding how deep you can go. And coming back up tall. Exhale, walking forward. Finding maybe that you can go a little bit deeper than you did the first time. What feels right for you? Coming back up. Taking the feet in together. Coming into your comfortable seated position. Taking hands in front of you, rolling over the knees, and you're going to walk the feet as far apart as you can. Toes point out behind you, coming into frog. Coming maybe down onto the elbows if that feels right, or you can stay up on the palms. It's a pretty intense posture, so finding what works for you. Letting the hips spread, and if you want to go deeper, you can wiggle back and forth and maybe holding it in that deeper position as you lean back. Finding your challenge. Breathing here. Letting the hips open, letting gravity do most of the work for you. And then coming back up to the palms if you're on the elbows, taking the knees together, and coming into child's pose. You can take the knees wide apart here if that feels better, or keeping the knees together in your child's. What works for you? What feels best, most relaxing? And coming up to all fours. Inhale to cow, exhale to cat. Finding your own pace here, your own intensity. And then coming to neutral spine, tucking the toes under the feet, sending the hips up and back for down dog. You're getting familiar with this pose by now. Adjusting however necessary, playing with it however you like. Stepping your feet forward, inhale halfway up, flat back, exhale, forward fold. Maybe keeping a slight bend in the knees to protect you. Inhale, coming up tall, reaching for the sky. Exhale, hands heart center. I'm going to face you again as I inhale up tall. And exhale, hands to heart center. Stepping the feet just wider than hip width, toes point out. We're going to come back into our yoga squat. So slowly sitting down, finding your pose here, taking the elbows to push against the knees, opening up the hips. Sitting as low as works for you. Hands at heart center, back is tall and straight. grounding through the feet, staying with the breath. And then slowly rolling onto the bum, hugging the knees into the chest. And then we're going to turn to face forward again. Feet are long in front of you. Finding our adjustment here as we get ready to roll into our back. So inhale up tall, exhale, seated forward fold. Finding your stretch, maybe gazing at the big toes if that feels okay for the neck. And then coming back up to seated, you're going to take that right foot in, taking your fingers, interlacing it under the right foot. You can stay here if you wish, or with control, rolling onto the back, holding onto that right foot. You can stay here the whole time if you wish. If you want to have a strap, you can wrap that around that foot. Otherwise, coming deeper, letting the left arm drop off to the left side, right hand guides that right foot out to the right side, opening up the hips. Knowing that you can come to this pose if it feels right, or stay centered the whole time. And we're all coming back to center now, switching out the hands if that feels right. So right arm drops off to right side, turning towards your right side to gaze at the right palm. Left hand guides that right foot over towards the left side body into a twist. Trying to keep your shoulders on the ground here. And then coming back to center, both hands hold onto the foot. Trying to hug that knee into the chest as much as feels right. Staying with the breath. And hugging that knee into the chest, rolling up to your seated, lacing that right leg out and coming onto the other side, interlacing the fingers into the left foot, bringing up to 90 degrees. You can stay here the whole time or gently rolling onto the back. And remember, you can even stay here. Any of these variations work. If you want to come deeper, releasing that right arm off to the right side, left arm holds onto that left foot as it opens it up towards the left side body, opening up the hips. Feeling the stretch. And then coming back to center, switching out the hands. Right foot grabs the foot as the left hand drops off to the left side. And you're going to gaze at that left palm. Right hand guides that right foot or left foot to the right side body. Keeping the shoulders grounded if you can. Staying with the breath. Feeling the twist. Coming back to center. Both hands hold onto the foot. Pulling it as close as you can, feeling your edge, your stretch, and then hugging the knee in and rolling up to your seated position. Taking your feet in together, tall straight back, and then you're going to stay balanced on those sit bones, rolling onto the sit bones, hugging the feet individually. You can stay at center or take the right foot out long, balancing the sit bones, engaging those abs, taking the right foot back to center, taking the left foot out this time, if that feels good, finding your balance. And then taking the left foot back to center. And you can keep playing side to side or bring both of them out at the same time here. Remember, keep that core engaged as you're balancing on the sit bones. Finding your challenge, finding your edge, breathing through it, opening up the hips. That's what today is all about. You got it. Keep holding. Keep playing. Knowing that you can come out of this at any time or keep the challenge going, but I'm preparing you for our abs. So coming back to center, hugging the feet in as close as you can to the chest, and then we're going to come into boat. So holding here, and then exhale as you lower into canoe, keeping the shoulders and feet off the mat. Inhale to boat, exhale canoe. Inhale to boat, exhale canoe. We're getting a little bit wild today. Boat, canoe. Boat, canoe, boat, canoe, and boat. And we're just switching up right hand to right foot as you kick that left foot out long. So you're kind of throwing in a little bit of bicycle twist as well. So following your own pace, following as much as you can, trying to keep those abs engaged as you're switching side to side. And then coming back to boat. And then lower into canoe. And hugging the knees into the chest. Breathing here. Spreading the knees apart, reaching the hands through the feet, elbows are against the insides of the knees, grab the outsides of the feet for happy baby. Keeping that lower back on the mat. Knowing that if you want to go back and do that ab challenge, again, you can. I know that's so tempting. Breathing here. And just start to relax as we begin to wind down our practice for the day. Spreading the feet wide if that feels good for you. Into elated baby. from happy baby, or you can just stay in happy baby, whatever feels right for your body today. Either way, keeping that lower back as much as you can on the mat. And gently rocking side to side, and hugging the feet back into happy baby, bringing the knees into the chest together, and then releasing the legs out long, a couple feet apart, palms are at your sides facing up, eyes are closed, coming into Shavasana. So focusing on the breath here, letting everything else fade away as we begin to come into our meditation time, letting it all go. Letting the body calm down, letting the breath be your guide. So you inhale through the nose, exhale through the nose, paying attention to the breath, paying attention to the moment, letting everything else be. Letting go of any need to fidget or look around. Just being still in the moment and being okay with that. If you ever find yourself becoming distracted, just finding your way back to the breath. And as you lay here, I'm going to read you a few words. And the universe said, everything you need is within you. You are stronger than you know. You are the daylight, you are the night. The darkness you fight is within you. The light you seek is within you. You are not alone. I love you because you are love. Taking a moment to feel gratitude and love for yourself for finding your way to your practice today. Take care of your mind, your health, your body. And taking a second longer to send love and appreciation out to all beings everywhere. Taking this good energy and sending it out for all beings. And maybe begin taking some of the deepest breaths of your whole day. Deep breaths in through the nose, filling up the whole body, and exhaling it all through the mouth, completely releasing. Doing this as many times as feels right for you till you feel released and relaxed. And then gently stretching the hands over the head, feet out long. One more gentle stretch of the whole body. Whenever you're ready, hugging the knees into the chest, rolling off to either side. And then at your own pace, finding your way to a comfortable seated position with your hands at heart center and a smile on your lips. Thank you for joining me in your practice today. Namaste.